Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, 5 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I'm running a little late this morning. It's 5. I usually would have done my video about an hour ago. If you look on my community page, I told you guys before how a lot of times I go to this app called Flipboard to get stories, different stories. They have conservative, liberal, a whole spectrum of different stories. News stories from all over the country. And I went on the conservative one to see what conservatives were talking about. And there was a story about how supposedly California and New York handled the lockdown the worst out of the entire country, and Florida handled it so much better. Now, this kind of really it hit a sore spot with me because, like I told you in other videos, for those of you that don't know, my best friend, my ex-girlfriend, the woman that I was planning on eventually marrying someday, moved to Florida last July. Within hours of getting to Jacksonville, she contracted the Delta variant. She went right into. If you go back and look at my videos from that time, you'll see it crushed my world. Within 5 weeks, she was dead. And what really bothered me was the fact that Ron DeSantis altered the way that they count deaths in Florida. If somebody has had asthma for their entire life and then contracted COVID and died, a lot of times they would go back and say, well, this person had a pre-existing condition. It wasn't COVID that killed them. I've talked about this before. Like last year, there were days that Florida had 70,000 new cases and like 2 deaths. It was ridiculous. Then in one of the videos, I talked about how I got a call from one of Audrey's family members that were upset because the doctors or the medical examiner was trying to look for any other excuse. And this family member asked me, Daryl, was there anything wrong with Audrey, that I didn't know about? And I said, no. And this is what ticked me off about this story. The fact that Ron DeSantis, there's thousands of people that died in Florida and their deaths were blamed on something else just to make DeSantis look good. So this really bothered me. I went into the comments and there was only one comment. Now, I am not, the purpose of this video is not to pick on this one person, not at all. There's just some observations I like to make. This person came at me personally, and I'd like to talk about that. Okay, so you'll see. I'm going to use some really cool new video stuff that I never used before, and I hope it works. I'm going to switch over to that in a moment, so you guys could go through the comments with me. Like I said, this isn't about beating up this one person, but this one person. It's typical of the personal attacks I've gotten before, and I'd like to talk about that a little bit. So, without any further ado, let's see if this works. We'll switch over to this video where we can look at the comments right now. Ta-da! And you thought it was going to be a regular video. Okay, here we go. I've actually recorded this 4 times. I couldn't get the microphone to turn on. I've wasted my whole workout time. Anyway, okay, let's get into this. Like I said, there was only one comment. And here, this is what it said. This was from, like I said, I am not picking on this guy. I don't want anybody to pick on this guy. It's just an example of, it's a real example of the typical comments I get, almost verbatim. All right, so 45 gonna shine writes, this is the initial comment that was up there. Shocker, meaning that New York and LA supposedly didn't handle the lockdown as good as Florida. Shocker, let the leftist sheep keep getting the clot shot. Now that's a reference to some ridiculous, unproven bull. They are only doing us a favor by eradicating themselves. Now he's really got my attention. He or she really has my attention. To me, this, you're talking about being overjoyed at the misfortune, the passing away of other human beings, other U.S. citizens. It reminds me so much of 1940s Germany. Eradicate themselves. So that got my attention. Usually, a lot of times, most times I don't comment on these, but I couldn't help myself. So I wrote back, nice attitude. That was it. So they wrote back. I was surprised. I had never gotten anybody to write back at all. I usually just move on and look at other stories. And this person wrote, all of a sudden popped up within seconds. And it said, better run along and get your 8th booster, clown. Okay, so that's the way we're going. We're going to head with this. All right. Clown thing doesn't bother me. The thing that stuck out here is 8th booster, the typical exaggeration, just like with their Orange Master. I got 1 booster. This would be the 2nd. It's far from the 8th booster. But this person would probably say it's a joke, just like Trump. But anyway, I went on to say, clot shot. Oh, man, that's so clever. And it rhymes. It must be true. Just what I'd expect from a Fox News viewer, because like I said, this initial article was from Fox News, of course. Okay, let me move my little picture here. All right. And then I wrote, P.S. I've gotten 3 shots, and I'm just waiting for the 4th. Take a look at my profile pic. I'd wager I'm considerably healthier than 45 Gonna Shine. Someone who hides their identity behind LGBTQ mocking photos. But then again, cowards pick easy targets. All right, the reason I talked about me being healthier is because this person, people like this are saying that supposedly what they think the vaccine is side effects. I'll just leave it right there. So I wanted to comment that I got it over a year ago, and I'm obviously healthy as an ox. And then, okay, so this person had no personal information whatsoever. I usually do not go personal. I want to talk about the topic at hand, not personal shots. This person had a picture of the transgender politician. I can't remember her name offhand. You'll see right there, 45 Gonna Shine. So I have to assume he's using this picture mockingly. So that's what and that's the truth. Cowards do pick easy targets. So, all right. So let's move on to the next page here. Okay, that was the same. Okay. All right. So 45 Gonna Shine writes back. So now he went to he must have gone to my personal information. And he goes, LMAO, you're a heroin junkie, man. I promise you, you're not healthier than anyone. I'd wager I am. But it's good that you exercise. It won't fix the years of junk that you put into your arm. This is what I'm talking about. I always get this. I'm proud. I specifically tell people that I'm clean and sober from heroin and crack. And I mention those two specifically because they have the highest relapse rates. I want people that have lost hope, like I had lost hope. I thought for sure I was just going to run my days out and that'd be the end of it. I never thought I'd be in recovery. I didn't think it was possible. That's why all my personal pages, I always put that I am recovering, and not just alcohol or pills, but heroin and crack cocaine specifically. I'm proud of it. Like I've told you guys before, I believe the relapse rate is like 97, 98% for for an opiate addict to stay clean, I think, for a year. So I'm beating the odds, and I'm proud of it. I always get this. And then a lot of times people will go on to say, well, why don't you go back and stick another needle in your arm? And that just amazes me. The ugliness of that, that's like telling an abused wife or abused person to go back to their relationship. Why don't you go back and take another? It's a terrible thing to say to anybody. It has nothing to do with the topic. It's an ugly comment. This is why I'm talking about this. Like I said, it's nothing personal against 45 Gonna Shine, but it's this. I get this over and over and over again. Seriously. So I figured it was about time that I put an example for you guys right up here. All right. I hadn't gotten any response yet, so I said, coward says what? All right. At that point, Big Frank in Nevada joined in. And he said, well, that blew up in the leftist narrative. That means, I don't know, apparently he thinks 45 Gonna Shine really gave it to me there, talking about my addiction or whatever. And then a liberal writes in, Fox is ignorant as DeSantis. Nice try, but all right. So then I go on to say, I guarantee I look better than you at 56 years old, because I don't tell people, I don't think there's anything in my pages about being 56. And this person, it says something about, okay, I missed a comment. Let me go back. It says, it's good that you recovered from heroin and crack. Truly. Unfortunately, it sounds like I don't know if he's being serious there. I don't know if he's being sincere, or I have a hard time being sincere. He's being sincere, but unfortunately, looking over your small YouTube channel. So now he's already, during this back and forth, he's already gone to my YouTube channel now and started looking it over. All right. So he says, you haven't recovered from TDS. I'm not somebody that hides. When I have a question, I ask. When I don't know something, I ask a question. I'm not one of those people that pretend I know, and I don't. I have no idea what TDS means. I looked it up. I Googled it. Still don't know what it means. So this guy thinks I'm suffering from TDS. You guys out there, help me out. He thinks I'm suffering from TDS. All right. And I can clearly see that all the drugs have taken their toll. You looked burned out. I don't know, man. For 56 years old and having used hard drugs for 2.5 decades, I'm up at 3 a.m. doing 4 hours of workout. I think I look pretty good. Maybe I do look burned out. All right. So I went back. At the top of the page here, you'll see I said, "What the hell is TDS anyway?" And my YouTube channel is monetized, and I'm enjoying spending the loot from bashing Trump on a daily basis. That's the truth. I'm looking to buy a mountain bike this week with that money. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you're going to be the topic of today's video. Congratulations. I am not doing that to be a bully, using my bully pulpit here. That's not it. As soon as I saw this video about supposedly from Fox News, supposedly how Florida did better, and knowing the truth about how DeSantis was deceiving people with the true death rate, my best friend being one of those people, I knew I was going to talk about this video. And then just this was just the icing on the top, the cherry on the top of the cake. This guy's comment about eradicating ourselves. So I wasn't picking on this guy specifically. I just wanted to make that a point. All right. I think that's a copy. He disappeared right after that. And when I mentioned it, my YouTube channel, I can't find the comment, but he said something about it's getting late anyway. I got to go to bed. Good luck with your video, and he was gone. Yeah. So because I asked him, let's see. I asked him. I need more material. Would you do a Zoom FaceTime? Seriously. I'd love to hear your opinion on the stolen election, Dr. Fauci. And I'm curious about what part of the country you're from. And I was being totally sincere. I would love to have somebody. For the life of me, I've said this every day. I do not understand. How people could join this cult, fall for this nonsense. I would love to talk to somebody one-on-one in a congenial, friendly, manner, and just try to get their opinion. All right. And he never came back. I said, look on my community page. I meant my about page. I'm approaching 500,000 views, because he said I only get 100 views. Come on. And then I mentioned about him going to bed, because it was 5 o'clock here. Even in California, it was 2 a.m. So I kind of surmised that he probably didn't have a job either. And that was the end of it. Like I said, this video, it's not about 45 gonna shine. And like I said, it's not meant to. To be honest with you, I almost hate saying this, but I almost feel pity for this guy. I don't know why. Honestly, it makes me feel sad when I see his comments. I almost feel bad for him. Being fooled, and just going through life like that. I hate to say this, but I wish I could help him. the purpose of this video is just to show you guys this is very stereotypical of the comments I get. Almost verbatim, I get these comments. I think I might have missed one or two with this newfangled app I'm using, but all right, I got to get back to my workout. I've taken way too long today. I want to make a video this afternoon. I don't even know how to shut this thing off now. You guys have a good Monday.